Unit 8, right triangles and trigonometry, just getting going. This is lesson 8.0, part 2, adding and subtracting radicals. Let's learn something new. So we're simplifying radicals in that first part of the lesson, and now we're performing operations. We're doing adding and subtracting this part, multiply and divide. Next part. Adding and subtracting radicals process. Simplify all radicals, which we did in part 1 of the lesson, different video. Identify radicals with the same index. These two radicals do have the same index. They are cube roots and same radicands. They don't happen to have the same radicand, so these would not be able to be combined. Only ones with the same radicand can be added or subtracted. For common radicals, add and subtract the coefficients and keep the common radical. So the coefficient on that term is 3. 3 times radical x, or 3 times the square root of x. 3 is the coefficient. Adding and subtracting radicals process with simplified radicals. So find each sum or difference. Make sure to simplify first. None of these need to be simplified. All the radicals are square roots, and none of the radicands have a perfect square factor inside. So they are all simplified. All we have to do is the adding and subtracting of like terms. So number 1, 3 radical 6 minus 2 radical 6. They are like radicals. So subtract the coefficients. 3 minus 2 is 1. We get 1 radical 6, or just the square root of 6. Number 2, 2 radical 5 plus 2 radical 5. They are like radicals. Add the coefficients. 2 plus 2 is 4. Your answer is 4 radical 5. Number 3, these are like radicals, but that one is not the same as it. So we can combine the like radicals, so we can add those coefficients together. So negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4. We have negative 4 radical 10, and then we'll just bring down that minus 3 radical 6, and that's our answer. Number 4. The square root of 7, those are like radicals. Square root of 3 is not, so we're going to have to deal with him separately. Just tack them on at the end. So add the coefficients for the like term. So 2 plus 4 is 6. We get 6 radical 7 plus 5 radical 3. Example. This is where we have to simplify the radicals first. So we have negative 5 times the square root of 243. We're going to have to simplify that. Minus 3 times the square root of 27. Let's see. Here's a list of perfect squares. We had those in our graphing calculator. That might help us out. Plus, we can go to our graphing calculator and go to our y equals and put in 243 divided by x. We can get a list of factors, and that way we can look for perfect squares, because 81 is a perfect square. The square root of that is 9. The other factor that goes with it is 3. So we can break down that negative 5 square root of 243 as negative 5 times the square root of 81 times the square root of 3. Now that 27, we can go back to our y1 and put in 27 divided by x. Get a list of factors, and 9 is a perfect square, and the other factor's 3. So we can do 3 times the square root of 9 times the square root of 3. Now let's break it down. So square root of 81 is 9, and then we bring down the other part. So just bring down your negative 5. We're going to have to multiply later. Bring down that square root of 3. Break it down. So square root of 9 is 3. Bring down your -3 and bring down the radical 3. Now simplify. We need to multiply those two together. So that is -45 times the square root of 3. Multiply those together. So -9 square root of 3. And they both are like terms. So we can combine those to get -54 square root of 3. Adding and subtracting radicals without simplified radicals. Now, number 5 looks like it's already simplified. They both have the square root of 2, and there's one radical 2 plus another radical 2, 2 radical 2, and we're done. But number 6, let's see, square root of 18. There's a perfect square factor in that, so we're going to have to break it down. So 18, we can split that into the square root of 9 times the square root of 2, because 9 times 2 is 18, and 9 is a perfect square. Bring down the 2 radical 2. We can't simplify that. Or break it down. Square root of 9 is 3. So -2 times 3 times the square root of 2. And then bring down your +2 radical 2. Simplify. We can multiply the -2 and 3 and get -6 radical 2. Bring down your 2 radical 2, and -6 radical 2 plus 2 radical 2 is -4 radical 2, and we're done. Number 7, 3 things. Let's break them down. They have, let's see, it looks like they all have 9 as a factor. So 2 times the square root of 9 times the square root of 5, because 9 times 5 is 45, and 9 is a perfect square. Next one, 2 times radical 9 times radical 10, because 9 times 10 is 90, and 9 is a perfect square. Let's do it again. 3 times the square root of 9 times the square root of 5, because 9 times 5 is 45, and we just broke it down. Let's break it down again. Square root of 9 is 3. Bring everybody down. Bring down the 2 times 3 radical 5. Break it down. Square root of 9 is 3. Bring down your 2 and your radical 10. Break it down. Square root of 9 is 3. Bring down your 3 and your radical 5. Now let's simplify. 2 times 3 is 6, so we get 6 radical 5. 2 times 3 is 6. We get 6 radical 10. 3 times 3 is 9. We get 9 radical 5. We have like terms right there. And they will add to 15, radical 5, bring down your 6, radical 10, and we're done. Number 8, we need to simplify those as well. Looks like the middle one cannot be reduced, but we're just going to have to bring him along the entire time. So 3. 9 times 6 is 54, and 9 is a perfect square. So we broke up the square root of 54 into the square root of 9 times the square root of 6. Just bring that 3 radical 3 along. Now 384, I think we already used that number, actually. Let's see, 384, 64 and 6. So bring down your -2. 64 times 6 is 384. 64 is a perfect square. So we simplified radical 384 into the square root of 64 times the square root of 6. Now let's break it down. Square root of 9 is 3. Bring down your 3 and your radical 6. Just bring him down. Nothing we can do with him yet. And then break it down. Square root of 64 is 8. So bring down your -2 and your radical 6. Simplify. 3 times 3 is 9. So we get 9 radical 6. Bring it down. Simplify. -2 times 8 is -16. Oh, we got like terms. Let's combine those. We get -7 radical 6 plus 3 radical 3. We have now ended part 2 of the lesson 8.0, where we're adding and subtracting radicals.